What happens when the greatest winner in basketball history decides he's not done winning, just in a completely different sport? Halfway through the 2026 NASCAR Cup Series season, one team has done something nobody saw coming. They're not just competitive, they're dominant. And if you think this is just another celebrity vanity project in motorsports, you need to pay very close attention to what's happening at 23XI Racing right now. Tyler Reddick won the Daytona 500 to open the season. Then he won the next two races after that, making him the first driver in Cup Series history to sweep the opening three events of the season. 5 wins in the first 9 races. He has led the point standings every single week since February. His teammate Bubba Wallace spent 5 of the first 6 weeks inside the top 3 in points. And their third driver, Riley Herbst, has improved his average finish by 5 full positions compared to last year. This is a team operating on a different level right now. To understand how big this is, you have to understand where 23XI was just 12 months ago. The 2025 season wasn't a disaster, but it wasn't what anyone inside that building wanted either. Both Reddick and Wallace made the playoffs. Bubba grabbed a marquee win at the Brickyard. On paper, fine, but internally, the team felt like it had left a lot on the table. Adding a third full-time car stretched the organization. New personnel had to be absorbed, and there were off-track distractions, which if you followed NASCAR last year, you know exactly what that means. That pulled focus away from what matters most, going fast on Sundays. So before 2026, co-owners Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin called everyone into a room and had what team president Steve Lauletta described as a lot of looking in the mirror, no sugarcoating. A 5-point competition framework was laid out. Everybody, top to bottom, bought in. The results have been staggering. Let's talk about what's actually happening here because it goes way beyond race results. 23XI Racing is doing something that no other NASCAR team has pulled off at this scale. They are simultaneously winning on the track and breaking through into mainstream American culture. That combination is extraordinarily rare in this sport. Think about the brand footprint right now. Michael Jordan, not just a team owner, but arguably the most recognizable athlete the United States has ever produced, is showing up on pit road at Darlington and sitting down on CBS mornings in the same week. NFL wide receiver Puka Nacua is orbiting the team. Marshawn Lynch is around. Sneaker culture outlet Nice Kicks is covering them. Hardee's and Rockstar Energy are writing checks to be on these cars. That's not a NASCAR story. That's a sports business story. That's a culture story. And here's the strategic piece that doesn't get enough attention. This team is only 6 years old. They have 9 wins going into this season, a regular season championship already on the wall, and now they're potentially looking at a points title. The growth curve is almost unprecedented for an organization this young at the Cup level. Is there risk? Absolutely. Expansion brings complexity. Adding Corey Heim, the reigning Truck Series champion, as a 4th car in partial races this year is a test run before he takes over the number 35 full-time in 2027. Managing 4 competitive programs while keeping your lead driver in championship contention is a logistical challenge that has broken better-funded teams before, and Reddick, leading the standings since February, also paints a target on his back. The rest of the Cup field has had months to study his setup tendencies, his pit strategy preferences, his weaknesses under pressure. The second half of the season is going to be a different kind of warfare. But here's the thing that separates 23XI from teams that flame out after a hot start. They have organizational infrastructure. Lauletta spent 11 years running Chip Ganassi Racing. He knows what a world-class team looks like, and just as importantly, he knows what one doesn't look like. That experience is the invisible hand guiding every decision being made in that shop right now. Inside the NASCAR fan base, the reaction is genuinely split, and that's actually a good sign for the sport. Longtime NASCAR followers who remember when this was strictly a good old boy circuit are watching 23XI's cultural crossover with a mix of fascination and mild skepticism. Is this real? Is it sustainable? Or does the spotlight fade the moment Reddick has a bad stretch? Meanwhile, the sports business world and the casual fan are fully locked in. When Michael Jordan is standing on pit road and NFL players are hanging around the hauler, that creates a gravitational pull that no marketing budget can manufacture. The Sports Business Awards nomination for Sports Team of the Year tells you everything about how the industry is perceiving this. They're not just watching 23XI race, they're studying the model. Best case, Reddick holds the points lead through the regular season, earns a top seed into the playoffs, and 23XI becomes the first organization of its kind to win a NASCAR Cup Series championship. the cultural moment would be significant, and the sponsorship and recruitment advantages that follow would push this team into the elite tier for the next decade. Worst case, the target on Reddick's back proves too heavy. Rivals close the gap on 23XC's setups. The team hits a wall of organizational fatigue from running 3 going on 4 cars, and they enter the playoffs as a pretender rather than a contender. Not a collapse, but a reminder that NASCAR championships are earned over 38 races, not 9. So here's the question. Is 23X Racing the most important organization in American motorsports right now? Not just because of the wins, but because of what they represent for the future of the sport itself. Because there is a version of this story where Tyler Reddick lifts a championship trophy in November and Michael Jordan adds a NASCAR title to a resume that already has 6 of them. And there's another version where the second half of the season humbles a team that peaks too early. Which one do you believe? Drop it in the comments. I want to know where you stand. And if you're new here and you want this level of breakdown every time something big happens in American sports, hit that subscribe button. We're not here to read you headlines. We're here to make sense of them.